Did you campaign for an Oscar back then? I do not think I knew what the phrase turned into. Politicians campaign. No, I mean, it was simply distinct. She'd become the closing person Hitchcock predicted to forge in Northwest. At 34, they said she'd become too vintage, too harmless, no longer blonde enough. But Eva Marie Saint had a secret that could exchange the entirety, one she kept from the master of suspense himself. Now, at 100, she's sooner or later revealing the reality, approximately the one steamy scenes with Cary Grant, and why Hitchcock never knew what actually came about among his stars. Eva Marie Saint turned into born on July 4th, 1924, in Newark, New Jersey. Being born on Independence Day regarded becoming for someone who could develop as much as have an ambitious and independent spirit. Her parents had been Ava Marie and John Merle Saint. At just 3 years vintage, Ava nearly died from scarlet fever. Doctors didn't think she could survive, but she did. This hard begin gave her electricity that she carried along with her for the relaxation of her life. When she turned into 7, Ava by chance started out a fireplace in her family's storage, even as playing with suits. Instead of punishing her, she was forced to. Her dad and mom used the instant to train her about being accountable. This lesson, caught together with her, shaping how she approached challenges afterward. During the Great Depression, her circle of relatives struggled financially like many others. However, her father located clever ways to assist them get via. One time in 1935, he traded a month's well worth of tire sales for a cow so they could have sparkling milk. Eva's first flavor of acting got here when she changed into 12. She won a neighborhood expertise contest by means of pretending to be Shirley Temple. Her prize was a year's supply of ice cream, which she shared with her acquaintances. It'd become a small act of generosity. However, it hinted on the warmth and air of mystery she might later show on display screen. As a teen, Eva started collecting four-leaf clovers. She had determined and wonderful 743 of them. She called them her fortunate attraction, and lots of humans believed they helped her on her path to Hollywood. After high faculty, Eva deliberated to comply with her mother's footsteps and come to be a instructor. However, her life changed whilst she won a scholarship to Bowling Green State University in Ohio through writing a creative essay, approximately the location, despite in no way having been there. At college, Ava stood out, but now not for acting proper away. She had terrible level fright and turned into rejected with the aid of the school's drama club. Instead of giving up, she volunteered for psychology experiments that examined fears. For months, she practiced talking in the front of people. Eventually, she grew confident enough to speak in a massive campus debate, which struck the eye of one of her professors. He endorsed her to audition for a school play. Nervous but decided, Eva auditioned while wearing a blindfold. To all of us's marvel, she nailed it and got the function. This marked the begin of her acting journey. During her time at Bowling Green, Ava acted in 12 productions or even prepared a 24-hour Shakespeare overall performance to elevate cash for battle bonds in the course of World War II. The event raised $3 million and were given her a mention from Eleanor Roosevelt. By the time she graduated 1146, Ava had conquered her worry of performing and discovered her ardor for acting. After graduating, Ava made a bold choice to skip a secure coaching process in her homeland. Instead, she moved to New York City with just $40 and a dream of becoming an actress. Her first job there has been uncommon. She worked as a human mannequin in a store window, standing nevertheless for hours. One day, a skills scout noticed her and gave her a small modeling task for a toothpaste advert. But appearing success didn't come fast. Ava turned into rejected from 47 auditions. At her lowest factor, she sneaked into NBC studios pretending to be an employee. A producer noticed her confidence and gave her a real job, starting her TV profession. Ava's first time on TV got here in 1948, on a display in which she validated how TV sets labored. Later that 12 months, she were given her first performing position on a radio soap opera referred to as A Woman's Life. Despite demanding situations like losing her voice minutes before happening air, Ava Speedy became known for her potential to play many forms of characters. She worked on numerous radio indicates, every so often switching among roles as a teen detective and even a speak-me horse, all in the future. In 1953, Eva got her huge break in the Broadway play The Trip to Bountiful. She was at the beginning the understudy, but the lead actress were given unwell. With simplest 24 hours to prepare, Eva stepped into the position and brought an amazing overall performance. Critics loved her, and he or she won an award for Best Newcomer. During one performance, famous director Elia Kazan saw her on stage and invited her to audition for his subsequent movie. This caused Ava, being solid in On the Waterfront in 1954, a function that won her an Academy Award. Ava Marie Saint's adventure to On the Waterfront began with a hard-casting manner in overdue 1953, and producer Sam Spiegel were looking for the proper actress to play Edie Doyle. She needed to appear harmless, however strong. Many actresses auditioned beginning on October 3rd, including famous names like Elizabeth Montgomery and Claire Trevor. On November 12th, Ava, who did not have movie enjoy, gave her first audition. Kazan observed how herbal she become, and the way deeply she may want to express feelings. But Elizabeth First Viscount Montgomery of Alamain's audition on November 20th turned into also astounding, and she became one of the pinnacle choices along Ava. It turned into, on December 5th, that things became clear. Kazan determined to check both actresses with Marlon Brando, who turned into already a large famous person. The test was important due to the fact the chemistry between Edie and Brando's individual, Terry, had to feel actual. During the display screen, take a look at, they acted out the glove scene. In this moment, Edie drops her glove and Terry picks it up. Ava done with such honesty that it stood out. She later said she became apprehensive acting with Brando, but something simply clicked after they did the scene collectively. By December 18th, Kazan and Spiegel made their very last selection. Ava got the role, which amazed many due to the fact she wasn't a massive name. Her $7,500 profits for the film was a whole lot lower than what a star might have earned, but for Ava, it turned into life-changing. When filming started out on November 17th, 1954 in Hoboken, New Jersey, it changed into freezing bloodless. Ava changed into 30 years antique and in her first movie, performing alongside Brando, who had already turned out to be a legend. Brando worked unpredictably, changing his overall performance in every take. Eva later stated this forced her to certainly pay interest and respond, certainly, which introduced out a number of the exceptional moments in the film. One of these moments got here in the course of the glove scene on December 3rd, 1954. Brando picked up Eva's glove and started playing with it even though it wasn't in the script. This small, unscripted motion became one of the maximum memorable components of the film. Elia Kazan, the director, changed into regarded for pushing actors to their limits. On January 12, 1955, throughout an emotional scene, Kazan informed Eva something scary proper before filming. This wasn't inside the script, but it made her emotions feel actual on digital camera. Kazan additionally spent days rehearsing key scenes, just like the one on February 8, 1955, where Terry confronts the corrupt union boss. Kazan wanted each element ideal, and the paintings paid off with unforgettable performances. The manufacturing faced many issues, however, additionally had remarkable moments of creativity. Filming in Hoboken was tough because of the freezing iciness, with temperatures frequently under 20 stages Fahrenheit. On December 12th, a number of the cameras iced over while filming at the docks. Boris Kaufman, the cinematographer, used vodka to unfreeze them, which allowed them to maintain taking pictures. His innovative trouble-solving gave the film its uncooked and gritty look. On January 3, 1955, the neighborhood longshoremen's union turned into dissatisfied with how unions were portrayed in the film and attempted to forestall production. After traumatic negotiations, Kazan employed 40 union employees as extras and added realism to the film. The music for the movie also have become a triumph. On February 2, 1955, Kazan asked Leonard Bernstein to create the rating. Bernstein had never labored on a film before and became uncertain, but after seeing a difficult reduce on February 10, he agreed. In just 10 days, Bernstein wrote a haunting, effective score that matched the emotional intensity of the film. During editing, Gene Milford, the film's editor, introduced something special to the climactic scene. He used near-righted states of pigeons flying away alongside shots of Brando's person. This small element brought a poetic experience that made the scene unforgettable. Ava's performance earned her the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress. The Oscars had been hung on March 30, 1955, when Ava became 8 months pregnant. Her physician counseled in opposition to traveling from New York to Los Angeles. However, Ava did not need to overlook this moment. She arrived in a custom-made white robe and sat within the front row along with her husband. When her call changed into announced, Ava took a second before walking to the level, beaten with emotion. She joked, "I may additionally have the infant right here," which charmed anybody. Her acceptance speech became easy and heartfelt, thanking Kazan, Brando, and her husband. What most human beings did not know turned into how close the vote had been. Years later, it became revealed that Ava gained via simply 3 votes. Just 9 days after her Oscar win, on April 8, 1955, she gave beginning to her son, Daryl. She kept the Oscar in her medical institution room, an image of her professional and personal triumphs. Winning the award additionally changed her profession. Her subsequent revenue jumped to $100,000. A large boom. Saint's function in North by way of Northwest came as a big wonder. Alfred Hitchcock, the director, had notion about casting well-known stars like Grace Kelly or Elizabeth Taylor. However, on June 27, 1958, he picked Ava Marie Saint as a substitute. Saint changed into already an Oscar winner for her paintings in On the Waterfront in 1954. However, she wasn't as well known because the others. She was 34 years antique on the time, which turned into considered a piece antique for main roles in Hollywood. However, Hitchcock noticed something precise in her. He believed she may want to show each innocence and sensuality, which became best for the man or woman of Eve Kendall. Hitchcock was very particular, approximately how Saint seemed and sounded.